Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Sagittarius. So today we have the Sun in Cancer giving the light to the Moon, which is in your sign. And here we have the Chariot, we have Cancer ruled by the Moon. And now it's in the Sun, so it's kind of like, oh, I am having all this light, I'm having all this attention, and doesn't know what to do with it, because, I mean, they're just like the keeper of the Holy Grail, the one that defends love, and is successful with it, right? Because that's his calling. And your calling is this melting of dualities. And here we see the medicine woman tarot, and she is pouring in and back and forth into these two cups that come out of Gemini, the lovers, into now more of an essence. And you are playing with that essence, and you are ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and you're the one that keeps saying, well, why don't we expand? While others say, well, no, we need to contract, right? We need to, and you don't understand that sometimes. It's like, what's the problem here? But you see, that's why you're getting here these two cups that are bringing you again and again into that, okay, we gotta see that we are in balance here. So here, Temperance and the Chariot, right? The number 7, the number 14, the 14, the one, the magic that sees the magic that you can see in the 4 elements, and then calculated together, we get the 5th sense, we get those 5 senses that are making us see this world in the outer and in the inner. The yoga position for Cancer is Ashwasanchalanasana, the Chariot, the horse. You are going yourself out there if you take that position. And for you, I created Paschimottanasana, the forward bend, going deep within, seeing within that you have that union and that you have this angel that is watching over you, that you create that yourself. So that's what's happening right now up in the sky. Just these two is a story all by itself. Then we have, of course, in this deck, the eagle. You are here the totem of the eagle, and you fly high and you use your inner world to expand. And of course, you see how he's flying into the right spinning path, and here in Rider-Waite, you're going with your horse into the left spinning path. And last time you had your full moon, which the Gemini Sun was giving you, which is opposite of you. And so you had a left spinning reading back then, right? On your full moon, you get all 22 major arcanas. And so here it is the path of the soul connected with the wobble the earth does to the left in 25,800 years. We then divide it through the 12 zodiac signs and get an age of 2,150 years. Here we go to the right, and that's the daily spin of the sun to the right around its own axis. And so interesting, right? So one is left, one is right, and of course that's why I'm actually using all these different decks and want to show you that. Currently we go from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. A lot of thinking, a lot of mental activity going on, because Pisces is a water sign and Aquarius is an air sign. So last time, Gemini Sun giving Sagittarius full moon the light. The message came, despite life being difficult, your spirit world is there to guide you. So let's see what this time wants to talk to you. I'm gonna pull one more card out of the Lifruma Healing Oracle. because here are the rune alphabet incorporated into the tarot numbers. We have 78 cards. And let's see which one of the rune are speaking to you. And you have As, Oak, Support. I'm just going to show it to you. So you are able to stop the video and you're able to read it yourself, because it's beautiful, right? It's like the way it's written, it's very eclectic. That's why I'm actually ordered it. And of course, this looks more like an F. Then the number 25, which is a 7, to the intuition over the 5 senses. Mighty growth makes stability and strength, yet the oak follows a pathway laid out in the acorn's minute stored codes. Water your seed and sprout. Walk your roots deep within the soil to spread a fungal network throughout the world wild wood. Tannin-rich bark purifies. Invoke the magic folk living within this tree. Seek their moral fiber and question your own. They might not support all you thought true. Wow. Oak support. So I guess this is the oak growing to the right spinning path. Very beautiful card, right? You see here it's the oak lining and funky, all these different colors. Very beautiful. Okay, so the 7 speaks clearly, 7-7, right? But here in combination of your intuition, use your intuition over the 5 senses, right? Because that's then the 7th chakra. That's then that enlightenment that we're seeking. And so just one more thing. Cancer ruled by the moon and you ruled by Jupiter. You are the 9th house of philosophy. And of course here we have the 4th house of friends and family. And so only through family we can actually understand what philosophy is really all about, because your family is going to be the most difficult person or clan that you have to talk to about your new gained philosophy that you are testing again and again, right? So let's begin. On the position of the Fool comes the seed, comes this lady that is putting the seeds out into this lovely meadow, into this lovely scenery. She has the seeds that the wind is carrying away, and you get the 3 of Swords. So the 3 of Swords is Saturn in Libra, and the 3 of Swords is that world pain, and the 3 in the 0 is then the 30. You are feeling something quite intense, but you see how one sword is pointing up and the other 2 are pointing down. So that's the duality, and you are called to use one seed, one idea, and make it happen and unite it and create this crossing. Because here you must listen to your heart, the infinite 8. You must listen to your heart, because that's what's giving you direction through these 3 mental situations that are bringing you into a little bit of a difficulty. On the position of the Magician comes here the medicine wheel, the number 35. And then the medicine wheel, very clearly we have the north, the south, the east, and the west. And we begin with the snake, we go into the jaguar, we go into the hummingbird, and then we go into the eagle, who is looking into the right spinning path. So 3 is then connected with this 3. So it's almost saying 3 directions are going to be difficult. Always the snake, the jaguar, and the hummingbird. The 4th is the eagle state of consciousness, is that take direction, is that one thought, is that one potential, is that one sword that is pointing up to the Fool. It's saying that one idea, yes, let it come here, and do not be disencouraged because others don't approve of you. So then the 5 senses here again, with here this 5, and the two that are coming down, the 2 dualities of yin and yang, male and female, etc., creating a 7. And of course here we have then an 8, that infinite potential of the medicine wheel, of the 3 elements that you can overcome here, this mess or this situation. And then with the 1 we get a 9, a completion, right? You are the magician that's using the medicine wheel in such a way that you can go forward into the human path, recognizing that there are things to consider. Because then on the position of the High Priestess, which is in this deck, the Seeker, these are German cards, right? So that's why you see the German word here, but it's the Seeker, comes the 7 of Swords. So we have 10 swords, which is then Sun in Gemini, and Gemini Sun has given you a huge lesson last time in the full moon, because that's what Gemini does. Gemini is that push, and so you have 10 swords together calculated, right? You have here 7 swords. Now Cancer is literally saying, well, maybe these are left from last time. You have let go of maybe 3, right? Because now you're healing them through the medicine wheel. And then you have here your intuition that is saying, well, 7 are left, so have a look. 7 and 2 is a 9. Then you will find deep within the answer to these 7. And that's Moon in Aquarius. And Aquarius is the age of Aquarius. That is bringing a lot of difficulties now. But here, listen to the wisdom of others, the Lord of unstable effort. Listen to others, listen to spiritual guides that can help you to overcome this 7. Because sometimes the 7 here is a weak point, right? We can have, of course, the enlightenment, but then in the enlightenment also comes, well, now I'm a master, now I am spiritually really strong and I can just do whatever I want. No, she's not looking in the mirror anymore. She's looking at you and she's saying, do you see what you have to do here? Do you see? Then comes on the position of the Empress, Libra as the position number 8. So this is switched in this deck. In other decks, the 8 is Leo. But here it's Libra. And you find through the 8, that is then an 8-8 portal framing the 7, the answer. How to handle this. There is a sword. So 7 swords plus this sword makes 8. And then you understand that the medicine wheel is guiding you to come into the eagle, to come into the direction that brings you eagle potential here in this world. And the Empress with the 3 and the 8 creates 11, the portal. So it's almost like saying, yes, she is giving birth to plenty, to fertility, to everything that you dreamed of. And so Libra, which here the moon in Libra has spoken. Libra is here, so there could be a Libra that is giving you a little bit of a difficult time. But know that you have the 3, which is the Empress, helping you to find your own portal where you come into your center of the balance, of the scale, of giving and taking, of these 2 cups, bringing them into a balance. Then on the position of Cancer, you get the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups here, wow, is then an enormous happiness, the spiritual family, the joy overflowing, the wish card. And you have the 7 and the 9 that creates then a 16, which is the Tower, right? And the 16 is the 7. So the 7 stays, the success. The 7 that is also speaking here through the oak, through the support. You have support. And so now it's flowing. Jupiter in Pisces, bringing you a flow of new ideas, new love, new happiness. And you see that Aleister Crowley is like, okay, I'm going to give you here the 9 that I am letting you know that you had a 9 here. The potential to know that the Wheel of Fortune is guiding you, is helping you. And now there is a deep inner knowing happiness coming to you. Then on the position of the Eagle, which the Eagle, by the way, I haven't even seen that. You see, sometimes we see things later. Is the 4th element, is air, is up in the air. You fly up in the air, so you are seeing from high above these things, right? Everything that you're seeing. And you have the medicine wheel to heal and to create potential. And so here comes on the position of the Knight of Wands, Capricorn, the devil, the one that is tricking you to believe that all that you see here is real and that you have to climb up the social status and that you're learning now to not give or pay attention to the devil, to the card number 15, which then turns into a 6, which is opposite, which is then connected with Gemini, right? Gemini, which is opposite of you. But you are learning to discern in your happiness. You're realizing now that this is more important than anything else. This is more important than thinking, well, now I have a lot of money and so what? This is more important than the mind that is saying, well, I am right. Well, I'm doing anything right to be successful. No, you are coming into the 9. You are coming here. Then as you see above that the social ladder that we want to climb, you fly high above it because you have understood the medicine wheel. And that's what the success always brings, right? We think, okay, well, that's where we want to go. And you see the hummingbird is actually also connected to the card number 6, the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye, the inner seeing. You're above that. And then comes on the position of Sagittarius, Temperance, comes the Age of Aquarius. The grandfather, the hope that is shining through you into this world. And you recognize now that you are of the 14 and the 17. The 17 creates an 8. The 14 creates a 5. That's the 13. That's a death moment of you letting totally go, right? Because the 13 turns then into a 4, into the 4 elements, and you come back in this life and you are then showing to this world that you have understood something, right? And it's really interesting because we have Capricorn, and after Capricorn comes Aquarius. And the most important thing is to know that Pluto, which rules death, or Scorpio, is switching still back between Capricorn and Aquarius. And so this is coming here, right? Clearly saying, well, you got to see that sometimes you fly into these two sides. And yeah, you have the 13 here, which is then the death card on Pluto. And sometimes here we really got to let go of that, what we think is right, or we do it right. And it's not about that. It's not about being right. It's not about, you know, fighting so much that you actually then have the 7, the moon in Aquarius, the 7 of swords, which is then here with these 7, right? That kind of 7 where I want to be successful. No matter what. No, you cannot, right? It's not that. It's like, we gotta be incorporating everything. We gotta see that everything has its moment. The 7, the crown chakra, don't overuse it, don't abuse it, don't, yeah. Because then on the position of the moon, the dream oracle is bringing you then the 33, the joyful muse, the inspiration. And this is the dream oracle, right? And look what she does. She's sleeping and she puts the seed in your head. And you're dreaming about all the funkiness, all the fun that you can have. 3-3 as a portal. It's like, yeah, then you are recognizing the hope is joyfulness, is happiness, is being really who you want to be in this world. And on the position of the moon came, of course, Aquarius. So Aquarius is bringing to you then this joyfulness. And then on the position of the sun, rebirth. The rebirth comes here. You as an animal lover. Look at this cat. She's like, she's like, look at her. She's like funky. And so you recognize then in the 21, the world needs the animals. The world needs compassion. The world needs love, needs the sun. The 19 is a 10. The 10 on the 21 is a 31. And that's a 4. And the 4 again as that, yes, we have to recognize that the 4 elements, right? The 4 elements, then the 5th element is you. The 5th sense, going into the 6th sense, right? The devil is pushing you to go into the 6th sense. Recognizing that you have to be open, because on the position of the sun came the 9. And 21 and 9 is a 30. Then it's a 3-3-3. So then we go to the last one. And remember, we had 10 swords here. On the position of the world, you get another 5 swords, and that's Venus in Aquarius. And there is the peace offering, because then you have 15 swords. Remember the devil? Remember the one that is bringing you the illusion to be successful, and still you go and fly above, right? Very important. Always remember, you have the power to fly as the eagle above and above all, and go forward. And then we have the 21, and the 5 is the 26. That's an 8. And the 8 is the wheel, the medicine wheel. And the 8 is coming into your balance. And the 8 is saying, well, observe, watch, meditate, go deep within, because you want too much to climb the social ladder. You want too much to be in Capricorn, but the age of Aquarius is coming and is telling you, well, now all these mental energies are coming and pushing you. I'm going to put the animals down for a moment. And so here you are. Look at this. 3, 7, and 5. 15. It's the 6. It's Gemini. Crazy, right? And that's the difficulty that you had last time. But the spirit world is there to guide you. Remember that the spirit world is there to guide you because you got this, right? You got now here this. Because here, if I close it, right, the 5 and the 3 is the 8. And that's why you need the medicine wheel. That's why you need the perspective of the ego. That's why you need to fly above it and see that all these mental chatter, all this mental talk, all this stuff that's going on. I said this and you said that, and no, you have to say it like this. No, it's now like that. It doesn't matter. What really matters is happiness. What really matters is joy. What really matters is joyful music, joyful art, joyful everything. What really matters are the animals. What really matters is that you become successful with the love that you're holding deep within you. It's like, otherwise we're just gonna kill the world, and what's gonna left is not really that fun anymore. Right? So you are here to be challenged, to see that here you go from 7 to 6, right? Again, when we calculate them all together. Right? That the oak, that the support, that the 7 is helping you to connect to the third eye, to your inner eye, to see that all this chatter you don't need. You go into your silence, you go into the ego. And that you have the support here through the 7, through Cancer, to overcome this. This is the message. Wow. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that's it. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because then moves the earth in such a way that we see behind the sun the constellation Leo. And Leo is the sun. And of course on the sun came this. The sun is saying, okay, companionship through animals, allowing them to be in your life and helping them and supporting them, because you're an animal too, right? You have the ego. Look at that. So until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.